today we'll start with the next chapter, as I told you, atomic structure or structure of atom. Chapter name in the book is Structure of Atom. Okay. Now when we talk about structure of atom, what we have been told since our smaller classes, that according to structure of atom, what is there? That there is nucleus, okay, and around the nucleus the electrons are moving, revolving, and those electrons are moving in the fixed orbits. This we have learned since our junior classes. So this is a step. Now there were several theories which were given to explain these structure of atom. The very first theory which was given by scientists was very simple one, and that is totally ruled out. Okay, that was called Thomson's model. So that model is not acceptable now. After that, the next model which came was Rutherford's model. That model also had certain, again changed to a new model, because all these are actually theories regarding the structure. Actual structure is not known. These are all theories which are given by various scientists to explain the structure of atom. So Rutherford model was also not completely acceptable. Now the next model which was given was Bohr's model, which you have studied in class 9, Bohr's model, and according to that Bohr's postulate were given. So that you have studied. So now we will, in class 11th, we will talk about Bohr's model of atom and how we reached to that model. This we have to discuss, that how we arrived to the Bohr's model. So before we come to the model of structure of atom, we have to know that how we have reached to this model, and for reaching to that model we have to talk about something else also. So we will start today the discussion with electromagnetic radiation. Okay, now what are actually electromagnetic radiations? If we talk about any source of light, okay, maybe sun or any other source of light, artificial source of light, then the source of light emit radiations, okay, and these radiations have radiant energy. This energy is known as radiant energy. Now there was a scientist named Maxwell who said that the energy which is radiated in the form of radiant energy is actually in the form of waves. When it is coming from the source of light to different objects, these radiations are coming in the form of waves. Okay. Now when they are coming in the form of waves, they will have all characteristics of waves. That we will talk later. Now we come to this radiant energy back. Now when this radiant energy is coming, what we assume is that the radiant energy which is coming is actually only the visible light which is coming to us. But actually the light which is coming from sun or from any source of light is not composed of only visible light. It has a complete spectrum which is known as electromagnetic spectrum. Okay. Now what that spectrum of light consists of? Visible light is only just a part of that complete spectrum. Okay. So when this radiant energy is coming, it is composed of cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, okay, then UV rays, then comes visible. The light which we are able to see from the whole spectrum, we are only able to see this visible spectrum of light. Rest all are present, but we are not able to see them. After visible, there is radio waves, microwaves, and then radio waves. They will be written in this specific order only. Okay, from cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, UV rays, visible, IR, microwaves, and radio waves, because they are there in a specific order. Okay, this order is in terms of their wavelength and frequency. Now about that we will talk after a little while. Now this radiant energy which is coming from any source is composed of these many type of radiations or these many type of radiant energies. Okay, out of which we are able to see only this one, that is the visible. Now according to the scientist whose name I had just written, that is Maxwell, he said that these all radiations which are coming, the energy from these are actually having wave nature. Okay, now when anything is having wave nature, that means it will have all characteristics of waves. What are the characteristics of waves? Now we will talk about it. If this radiant energy is a wave, it will also have wavelength. What is wavelength? A wave travels in this manner. Okay, if this is considered as an axis, then the wave moves in positive direction. The same distance it moves in negative direction also. So the maximum distance, maximum height in the positive direction is known as crest, and the maximum distance or maximum height in the negative direction is trough. So crest and trough are the two maximum distance which are traveled by the wave in positive and negative direction. This actually is known as amplitude. This is amplitude. Okay, now what is a wavelength? This is a wave, complete wave. Now this is one crest, this is another crest. The distance between two consecutive crests is actually known as wavelength. If we start taking distance from this point to the next highest point, this one total is known as wavelength. Okay, the length of a wave is actually known as wavelength. Okay, so the unit of wavelength will be in centimeter, because it is actually the length, and because it is small, so we can take it in centimeter or we can take it in meter also if it is for longer waves. Okay, so one of the characteristic of wave is wavelength. So these, because these radiant energies are considered as wave, then they will also have some wavelength. Wavelength is denoted by lambda. The sign used for wavelength is lambda. Okay, now the next characteristic is frequency. The next characteristic of wave is frequency, denoted by nu. Okay, the symbol is known as nu. Now what actually is frequency? The number of vibrations, or you can say the number of waves per second. Okay, in a second how many waves are passing through a point, that is actually known as its frequency. So frequency given by nu, and the meaning of frequency is number of vibrations per second or number of waves per second. that is known as frequency. More waves passing means that is the frequency is high. Okay. Now for a wave to have high frequency, what will be there? See, if a wave is long, if the wavelength of a wave is more, then definitely the number of waves passing through a point in 1 second will be less. But if wave is a small wave, then number of waves passing through a specific point in 1 second will be more. So higher is the frequency, that means the wavelength of that particular is small, opposite. Lower is the frequency, that means the wavelength of that particular wave is more. So these two factors are opposite, inversely proportional to each other, inversely related to each other. So these are two factors, one is wavelength, other is frequency. Okay. Then more thing we can take, wave number. Wave number means, suppose I take this much space, number of waves which can be this particular length which I have taken is suppose 1 centimeter. We have enlarged it 1 centimeter. Now the number of waves which are passing through 1 centimeter is actually known as wave number, and it is given by number of waves passing through a 1 centimeter distance is known as wave number. So this is given by nu bar. This is wave number. So these all terms which we are discussing, wavelength, then frequency and wave number, these will be associated with all waves, and because they are associated with all waves, then they will be associated with radiant energy also, which is coming from any source of light which has whole electromagnetic spectrum of radiations. Now when we talk about wave nature, also some specific features of these waves are there, that is these waves can travel through vacuum. Okay, these waves can travel through vacuum because we know that light of sun comes to us traveling through space through vacuum. As light travels with the speed 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This is the velocity of light. So the same is the velocity of this radiant energy which is coming from any source of light. Whatever is the velocity of light, the same is the velocity of these radiant energy waves which are coming from those sources. So though they travel with the velocity of light, they can travel through vacuum. One more thing is there, that these electromagnetic radiations have electric and magnetic field associated with them. That is why we are again and again calling them electromagnetic radiations. Though these are energy radiations, but when these waves travel, they have electric field also associated with them, and also because of electric field they also have magnetic field associated with them. As we know, whenever charged particle is there, so there will be some electric field around it, and when electric field is there, then there is magnetic field also. Same is true for these radiations also, that when these radiations move in space, then they have electric and magnetic field associated with them in direction perpendicular to each other. That is why they are known as electromagnetic radiation. Okay, so Again, these radiations coming from any source are called radiant energy, and these radiant energies are electromagnetic radiations because they have electric and magnetic field associated with them. Then they can travel with the velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. They can travel through vacuum. Okay, and the spectrum, the light radiant energy which is coming is not composed of only visible rays, but it is composed of a broad spectrum which just we had written. Okay, now after this there are two relationships which we have to remember when we consider the wave nature of radiations. One is that the energy of these waves is directly proportional to the square of amplitude. Means more is the height of the crest or the trough, more is the energy of that particular wave, or you can say this is also proportional to intensity. That means for a wave, the energy will depend on the intensity of the radiation, that how intense is that particular radiation. There is no role of frequency here, there is no role of wavelength here. Just the energy of the wave will be directly proportional to the square of amplitude. That is actually about the intensity of that particular radiation. How intense is that radiation? Okay. Second relationship which we have to remember is C is equal to nu lambda. This is the relationship which has to be remembered for wave nature of any substance, and here we are talking about radiant energy. So this relationship is valid for radiant energy also. C is equal to nu lambda, where C is the velocity of light or radiation, nu is the frequency, just now we had seen, number of vibrations per second, and lambda is the wavelength. Okay, lambda is the wavelength. Now from this relationship which we have written, we can see that C upon lambda is equal to nu. You can see that these two are inversely related. For a radiation or for a radiant energy wave, if nu is more, wavelength will be less. Then only the number of vibrations per second can be more if the wavelength is small. Okay. Opposite to it, if the frequency is less, that means the wavelength is more. Okay. So these are all things related to the electromagnetic spectrum and the wave nature of these radiations which are coming. Now, why for studying Bohr's model we have to study all this? It will be answered after a while. So these two things we will remember. What two things? E is actually equal to intensity, or I had written amplitude square, and C is equal to nu lambda. This we will remember for further. Okay. Now I had written the spectrum here. What I wanted to discuss about it, that cosmic I had written first, then gamma, then X-rays, okay, then UV, then visible, infrared, microwave and radio wave. Okay. Now in this sequence, if we see, from this direction to this direction we move, wavelength is maximum for radio waves. The longest wavelength means the radio waves have very long wavelength like this. Okay. On the other hand, cosmic rays have very small wavelength. So where their wavelength is very small, that means they have highest frequency. Okay, that means radio waves have lambda max, that is wavelength is maximum, so frequency is minimum. Okay, and for cosmic rays, because wavelength is minimum, so frequency is maximum, and in between the sequence will be followed, trend will be followed from one direction to the other, means gradually wavelength is increasing in this direction and gradually frequency is increasing in this direction. So visible region lies somewhere in the middle of it. That is why these radiations are of very high frequency, gamma rays, X-rays. Okay. So these characteristics we wanted to know about the electromagnetic spectrum, that radio waves have maximum wavelength, minimum frequency, and cosmic have minimum wavelength and maximum frequency. So this was about the wave nature of electromagnetic radiations. Many phenomena which are possessed by light are explained by this, assuming this nature of radiation. Because it is a wave, so maybe sound waves chapter you have studied in class 9. So you all know that waves have a certain phenomena which is known as interference. Interference is a phenomena when waves overlap each other and to make a wave of more or higher amplitude. When two waves in the same direction are traveling, they overlap to form a wave of higher amplitude, and if they are traveling in opposite direction, then the amplitude is total amplitude is decreased. This interference phenomenon you have studied. Diffraction is also a phenomena which you have studied related to waves. So these all phenomena were also possessed by these radiant energies or radiation energy which is given by these sources of light. So the wave nature of these radiations is proved by these phenomena which they are showing, that these radiations which are coming from source of light also possess the phenomenon of interference and also possess the phenomenon of diffraction. That is why these radiation energies which are coming were considered to have wave nature, and wave are always continuous. That means the energy from these radiations which is coming is continuous in nature. It is not discontinuous. Okay. So this was the whole thing which we concluded from wave nature. But what happened after this? If we consider that these radiant energy or these radiations possess wave nature only, then there were certain phenomena like black body radiation, and second phenomenon was photoelectric effect. Okay. These two effects could not be explained, which was shown by these radiations which we have assumed to be wave in nature. Okay. But if we have assumed them in having wave nature, then these two phenomena, black body radiation and photoelectric effect, cannot be explained. Cannot be explained means they are taking place, but we cannot explain them on the basis of wave nature of these radiations. So another scientist whose name is Planck, okay, this scientist suggested that these radiations which are coming are not having only wave nature. He did not say that they don't have wave nature, they have another type of nature. He said that they don't have this type of nature, they also have particle nature. Okay. So according to this, what Planck said, that these radiations which are coming do not have only wave nature, they also possess particle nature. And if we consider them having particle nature, then these radiations or this radiant energy is discontinuous. Okay. Discontinuous means coming in the form of packets. One packet of energy, second packet of energy, like this. Means when radiations are coming, the energy from these radiations which is coming to us is not coming in the continuous form, it is coming in the form of packets. Packets of fixed size you can consider, that one packet having the weight of 1 kg and the second packet is coming also 1 kg, means every packet has a fixed amount of energy, and these packets are, these energies are distributed in the form of packets, discontinuous packets. So this was the concept which was given by Planck, and he gave Planck's quantum theory, according to which the energy, the radiant energy is given in the form of quantums. Quantum means discontinuous packets and not continuous. So this is Planck's quantum theory. So he said that which we were considering radiation energy is coming discontinuous in the form of packets, and this is Planck's quantum theory. According to Planck's quantum theory, now the energy is directly proportional to the frequency of these radiations which are coming. He gave the relationship that E, energy of these radiations depend on the frequency of the coming radiations which are coming in the form of packets, not in the form of waves. Okay, so E proportional to nu, E is equal to h nu. So this was the relationship which was according to the Planck's quantum theory, where E is the energy, nu is the frequency, and h is known as Planck's constant, okay, whose value is actually equal to 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 34 joules second. This was the value of h. This is experimentally determined value which he has determined. E is directly proportional to frequency. In case of wave nature, E is directly proportional to intensity of the waves. Here energy is directly proportional to the frequency of those packets of energy. Okay. Now these two relationships which we have written, one was C is equal to nu lambda, and another we have written E is equal to h nu. We can also write as, from this if we see, nu can be written as C upon lambda. So energy can also be written as h, and substituting nu from here we can write C upon lambda. That means these two can be combined and written in this form. Okay. So some of the phenomena we told that, like phenomena of diffraction, interference, can be explained considering that these radiations have wave nature. Some of the phenomena like black body radiation and photoelectric effect can only be explained with the help of the quantum nature, or you can say particle nature of these radiations. So afterwards it was concluded that these radiations or these radiant energy have dual nature. They don't have one type of nature, neither they have solely wave nature nor they have solely particle nature. They have dual nature. Some phenomena are explained with the help of wave nature and some are explained with the help of particle nature. Okay, so dual nature was considered, that is why we have combined these two and written the formula combining the two natures, one by the wave nature and one by the particle nature. Combining the two, we can use this relationship also for solving the questions when needed. Okay, now little thing which we have to take is, what are these two properties which we have written, black body radiation, photoelectric effect, and why they cannot be explained on the basis of wave nature which we were talking about. So now we will talk about that thing. Okay. First we will take black body radiation. black body radiation. What is black body radiation? A black body is a black object, any black object. So black object is a perfect absorber. Okay, it absorbs all the light falling on it, and black body is also a perfect radiator also. Okay, so when a black body is heated, when a black object is heated, it starts appearing red. When it is heated, it starts appearing red in color. It was observed that when the temperature was increased further, then what happened? The color changed from red to yellow, yellow to white, and then finally it start glowing blue in color. Again, when a black body, which is a perfect absorber of light falling on it, so when it is heated, then it starts appearing red because it starts emitting light also. So it appears red, then it starts appearing yellow, then white, and then blue. Now this phenomenon of change in the color is changing. That means what? The frequency is changing, because we know that each color has different frequency and different wavelength. Because we had written the whole spectrum, we had seen electromagnetic spectrum, and we saw that we have a trend of increasing wavelength from cosmic rays to radio waves. In between there was visible, and visible spectrum is made up of VIBGYOR, where violet has the maximum frequency out of these. It is the part of visible. Visible consists of 7 colors, we know. Then these 7 colors are in the order VIBGYOR, violet, indigo, blue, yellow, green, yellow, orange, and red. So violet has the maximum frequency, minimum wavelength, and minimum frequency. Okay. Now when frequency is less, that means its energy is also less. So out of visible spectrum, this is the thing: minimum wavelength, maximum wavelength. In all we are not talking about. So when the color is changing, that means what is changing? Frequency is changing. Now this phenomenon of change in frequency cannot be explained considering wave nature, because according to wave nature, what should happen? That if you are increasing the temperature, we said that when we increase the temperature, the color change from red to yellow, and from yellow to white, and then blue. But according to the wave nature, what should happen? If you are increasing temperature from T1 to T2, then according to that, energy is increasing, and when energy is increasing, then there should be increase in intensity of the same color, because according to wave nature, E is proportional to I, that is intensity of the same color. That means it should become more red in color instead of changing its color. But actually what is happening? That it is changing its color. That means this phenomenon is not in accordance to the wave nature. Because if it has been a wave alone, that particular radiation energy, radiant energy is wave alone, then it should not change its color. It should remain red even after increasing the temperature. Only the intensity of red color should increase, but it is not actually happening. What actually happening is change in color. Change in color means change in frequency. And why change in frequency? Because E is proportional to nu according to particle nature, or you can say the quantum nature. So because energy is increasing on increasing the temperature, so frequency is also increasing and changing. That is why from red to the color change is observed, because of the change or increase in frequency. That is why this could be explained, black body radiation could be explained on the basis of this quantum nature of radiation energy. Okay.